I'm gonna share my screen, talk through this PowerPoint. If you have questions, please interrupt or throw them in the chat. And we're going to just get rolling here. All right. All right, so here's where we are. All right, and so just briefly, it started at Levy in 2006, as Jimmy Smith said, and then quickly moved over to Clary to 2007. So that's our longest standing building men program there at Clary Middle School. And we've had the good fortune of spreading throughout the district as a result of community support, board support, district support. And it's kind of been my dream, very similar to what Timmy Brooks said is, I grew up and then there were people for me. There was community centers there for me, and there was coaches there for me, and people there to share their wisdom, to help me along the way. And then I realized when I was trying to chase some more selfish dreams, when my life kind of took a turn, that I needed to be there for the boys. I needed to do something and to help these boys. And so I've been on this journey for 16 years to try to find ways to interact with them and to help them and to guide them and to just sometimes just be there and listen to them. And we're very excited this year. We have like eight middle schools and 2 high schools, but we may add some as we go. But I think we're doing pretty good coming out of COVID, that we have all of you that are still interested in spending time helping with the boys. And I can't thank you enough, because you guys are doing, the heavy lifting. And what you guys do is very valuable, especially as some of you guys have mentioned. Kids haven't been in school. They don't know how to get along. They need to learn how to interact again and just really be part of a community. And we're going to talk about brotherhood a lot today. So if I could put it into a dream of what the end game would be, and it was a 7th grader that entered the Building Men program, what would I want him to experience before he leaves in 12th grade? So I'd want him to be able to graduate and be career ready or college ready. I'd like him to be able to follow his dreams and his passion, whether it's a military, trade school, chef, college, whatever that may be. I would like them to have a mentor in the Building Men program or another organization to learn the importance of gaining wisdom from someone further down the path. I think that is so vital. And that's something that you guys do on a daily basis. And sometimes you don't even realize the impact that you have, which is tremendous. Participate in community service regularly through his career, knowing the importance of giving back to the community, and that a man does give back. The roughest times in my life is when I wasn't giving back and I was just thinking about me. That was the worst time in my life. Be part of a group mentoring opportunity with younger kids. I love them be able to give back to younger kids. The 8th graders help the 6th graders, the seniors help the freshmen, to be able to be part of a group in which they can help others move along. Hold some type of leadership position in the high school, whether it's in a My Brother's Keeper program, or My Brother's Keeper fellow, or a youth advisory team, and have a most club or a 12 men model experience to have those conversations, those hard conversations about masculinity as it relates and intersects with sexual domestic violence, racism, all those kind of conversations that we need to be able to have to grow. And then there's some optional experiences I love them to have. Go to college visits, the rite of passage, the community, be part of the community crew, and the summer camps. And so this year I've been on this restore, renovate, and revive type of path. Since the pandemic, I've taken opportunity of the time to revise the manual. So that is the cover of the Building Men Playbook that hopefully will be available in November. We created a new job descriptions and providing curriculum and new supports, and we have new training opportunities. So that's all in my hope of, reviving the program, and so we get more boys have more impact. Family and community engagement. So we had a wonderful, and she did a fantastic job, Bree Blackshear, over the course of the pandemic. She did virtual meetings with the families and with parents, and she did great job over the summer with both the high school and the middle school program. Unfortunately, she took a job opportunity in Peaceful Schools that was a little step up the ladder, and she's moved on. And Peaceful Schools is hiring a gentleman that will start November 8th, but we'll still have somebody that is dedicating their time to work with our parents. And it's important that we all utilize that person, right? If somebody is slipping a little bit, or you hear a parent needs a little bit of help, that's their job. Is, how can we support our parents to support our boys? Because I believe it takes a village. I believe it takes all of us to help and move these boys forward. My hope and one of my dreams is that you guys have 2 or 3 speakers every month. I would love to have you guys get 2 or 3 different speakers in front of your boys. I will help. There's people I know that'll speak. I know you guys have connections, but give these boys exposure to different opportunities, different careers, different things in life that they can say, wow, I never thought about that. Oh, wow, I never thought about that. And sometimes just hearing another person's story on how they grew up and got through obstacles is motivation enough. And also, I met with the probation department yesterday, and they want to be an active part of our program. And so they have 7 to 10 guys in the probation office that want to consistently show up. It's like 2 guys may show up every Tuesday to help you out in whatever capacity. They want to be there for our special events. They want to start doing more work in the field. And they chose Building Men to do that. So hopefully it'll be a really good, positive relationship with us and the probation officers that will be helping us out. And so the middle school, right? And so we want to get them involved in the middle school. We want to make sure that they know that they're loved and they're belonged and they're connected. We're going to talk a little bit more about being a conduit later, but that's our whole purpose, is to start roping them in. And Dell's going to start roping them in 4th grade. And he's going to start with 4th grade at Webster. And we'll see what kind of impact, long-term impact, that we can make if we can keep them in 4th grade all the way through, and see if we can develop into some really good leaders in our school and in our community. We have a My Brother's Keeper mentoring program. The mentoring program that we used last fall, where we had 1 staff member mentoring 5 kids. We took that model from Yonkers My Brother's Keeper, and we're going to have that primarily in the high school. And so what we're going to do is our middle school boys we are going to encourage them to move into the Brotherhood of My Brother's Keeper in high school for 2 reasons. Number one is I believe mentoring can really help that high school student navigate all of the different things that they got to do in high school, as far as credits and community service and staying out of trouble and getting them involved. And number 2 is it gives them an immediate connection to some staff member in the school that can help them stay in the game a little bit longer. And high school students are so busy that they can't really do some after school programs. And so this way we can keep the boys connected and we can keep them moving in a positive direction. Joe Atkins is going to be helping us out with that. We're going to start it at Fowler, hopefully next month. And then we're going to eventually push it through to all 5 middle schools, is my dream. The high school is still going to run the Most Club and the leadership that they do. We're going to take a look at starting up the Youth Advisory League. I'm going to need some help for that. Youth Advisory Team. I'm going to need someone to help me with that. And we're going to start a career building track. So we're going to have career building workshops and a career building course. And so when our boys come out of middle school into high school, we're going to start working with them on resumes and cover letters and interviews and career pathways and financial literacy and media literacy, soft skills that they'll need to be able to get jobs, get careers, and move them forward. All right, so some nuts and bolts. We need to get information on the kids, right? If you're not part of an after-school program, like at Fraser with Thurman and at the high school, we're gonna need them to fill out the building member permission slip so they have so we have parental consent to have them with us. We're gonna want the kids' school information, so we're gonna want the ID, so I can plug them into School Tool so we can track these kids academically. And then we're going to want contact information from them so our parent community engagement person can contact the parents. And so we can see how we can help them and support them. And the other piece is a media photo release. I don't mind, and I really enjoy posting pictures on social media and different things the district likes posting on Building Men. But we need that media release so the parent knows and we have the parent permission to do that. All right, my Brother Keeper fellows. Those are our 4 fellows from last year: Janoy, Todrick, Abdullahi, and Omar. They did an amazing job. They did as you can see on the slide, a fatherhood presentation by Janoy and Todrick, which was great. Omar and Abdullahi did one on mental health. Both are YouTube links now that you guys can share with your boys, with a lot of great insight with panelists from locally and across the country. We have 2 from Fowler this year, Malcolm Starlings and Anthony Salamava. I can't say his name right. Salamava. From Fowler, we have Sinai Clark from Nottingham and Stefan Adams from ITC. And so they'll be working with some mentors from On Point and from Hillside. And so what we'll be looking for again is 4 more guys at this year that are 11th grade that are working in Building Men that want to take a little extra step in leadership. These guys will be doing some book studies, be doing some speaking with guys all across New York State and different MBK communities, as well as they'll be doing a service project for their school community. And we also are able to give them a $1,500 stipend, which doesn't hurt in your senior year. So we have 4 more guys ready to go. Last year, there was some conversation about highlighting staff, students on a monthly basis. So this is where you guys get to use the chat. So, right, if you are still think that this is a good idea, right, and we want to once a month highlight a Building Men staff, once a month highlight a Building Men student. We will continue to highlight the programming, especially events. That's a given. But if you are down for the staff or the student, please in the chat indicate yes or no, or staff yes, student no, or student no, staff yes, or vice versa. And then Marty will, if you would please tally up the votes as we continue to move on. All right. I don't mind doing it, but we just got to make sure that we do it correctly and that everybody's on board. And then we also can give them a little certificate. And if you want to throw them a little gift card, we can throw them a little gift card too. I ain't got a problem with that. I like, providing for our boys a little extra something. All right. Most clubs. For our new people, Most Club is a curriculum from Men Can Stop Rape out of Washington, D.C. It's pretty good. I mean, some of it is, it needs to be fixed, and I think they're fixing it, but I don't think they're done fixing it. They're making it a little bit more modern. We have discussions on healthy masculinity, what is a dominant story, what's a counter story. We have conversations on bullying and racism, sexism, domestic violence, sexual violence. I encourage every single school that have one Most Club discussion every week. I know probably half of the people on this call, on the Zoom meeting right now have been trained. The other half, we need to get you trained. So I've been sending out this link on when is the good PD times. And so I'm gonna look at the link, and whatever is the best times. I want to start soon, and that would be like next week, seeing that after school got pushed back to November 8th start date. We have a couple weeks that we can get some of the training in. It's a 5-session training, about an hour and a half to 2 hours each session. Okay. I recommend it. It's great discussion. It really helps our boys. So if you have a question about that, feel free to ask, or jot it in the chat, or talk to me. But we're going to try to get that rolling next week. So this is what I see the Building Men program being very effective and being a conduit. So I'm going to send you some emails tomorrow. One is the Police Athletic League, right? That they're doing that. They're doing a basketball league for all the guys, right? It's a great opportunity for our boys. And so I'm going to send you that information, and I want you to send it to the boys. The Vision Center, they have opportunities for middle school and high school people. I'm going to send you that email tomorrow. Send it to the boys. A lot of people give me information. Like last year, I was bombarded with employers looking for employees. It seemed like for a 2-month period, once a week, somebody was saying, do you got anybody who needs a job? Got anybody who needs a job? And so I want to be able to pass that information on to you, and you guys to be able to pass it on to your boys. So anytime I get something, I'm going to pass it to you in the hopes that you will pass it on to the boys. Is that I don't need all the boys just to be just Building Men. No, Building Men is just a part of their journey. We need to get them into things like LPP, Upward Bound, Syracuse Step. We need to get them into hillsides. We need to get them into all of, into playing sports, into robotics, into NSBE. The more things that these guys experience, the more they're going to grow, the better young men they're going to become. The heart is, you guys are able to touch the heart of the boys. And if we can make a conscious effort and continue to work towards touching the heart of the boys, we can help them in their transformation. And the other thing is being part of a brotherhood, a group of guys that can stick together. Building Men boys, they develop friendships, and they're sticking together with positive boys. And the more time they stick with something positive, the less time they have to do some of the other stuff. All right. Does anyone need a stretch break? It's 5 o'clock. Or should I just continue moving on? The silence means I can keep moving on. Am I correct on that?
I'm just going to throw one thing out there, Joe. I'm going to put the survey link for the PD in the chat in case anybody that's here did not complete that yet.
Got it. Okay, we'll move forward. Little Dick Vitale. We got the PT players. So through a AEI grant, we got an opportunity to get a couple of part-time people. So as I mentioned earlier, Joe Atkins is going to be in charge of the My Brother's Keeper mentoring program in the high school. Jimmy Smith's going to be one of the high school coordinators. So he's going to be coordinating a lot of the high school efforts. And Marty is our chief operating officer. He's going to do a lot of the administrative work, a lot of visiting the sites, and dogging you for your paperwork, as well as Leffler just signed on for another year of Building Men. It's going to cost me a shirt, but he's going to sign on and help mentor a lot of the new programs, especially in the middle school level where he has been all his life. Leadership team. So the last Wednesday of every month at 5:30, we're going to have a leadership team. If you would like to be part of the leadership team, please join. Please let me know. This is not an exclusive team. It's about anybody that wants to help plan, anyone help lead, anyone that has good ideas, suggestions. I do not have all the answers. I need help. And I'm trying to be wiser and ask for more help this year. So if you're interested at all, throw me a text, throw me an email. We'll include you with the link and we'll welcome you to the leadership team and we'll give you some stuff to do. Here's the calendar is kind of in flex because, well, life is in flex. And I don't have permission yet. So I may be asking for forgiveness. But I'm still planning on having a high school leadership conference like we had before pandemic. So that's going to be the Wednesday before midwinter break. We're going to try to get all the high school boys together and do a strategic planning and prepare for the career building course. Purpose mapping. We did that a couple of years ago with the middle school kids. I don't think it was as productive as it could have been. So I am hoping to do purpose mapping and Surrey University, which we tried to do over the summer. Well, we did do it over the summer, but we need to make some tweaks with each individual school. So I want to start visiting the schools for the sole purpose of talking to the boys and doing Surrey University with them. Kickoff. I like having a kickoff. So December 10th is a half day. So I usually keep my kids for half a day, feed them, let them ball, talk to them about building men, get them hyped up. If anybody wants to do some type of kickoff event, you need some food, you need some pizza, you need something, you just got to let me know. You know, you want a speaker, something that you want to do to kind of kick it off and build excitement, just let me know. We got your back. Midwinter break, I'm still hoping we can do our Tuesday sandwich making, Wednesday 3-on-3 tournament with middle school, and our Thursday 3-on-3 tournament with the high school. College visits have been put on hold because field trips put on hold because, well, I know bus drivers. So hopefully we'll get back. And the high school kids will be going to Oswego, Cortland kids, middle school kids will be going to Cortland. We have formal agreements with those schools and they're ready to go once we can get the official okie dokie to do field trips. Still hoping for the rite of passages in May at Arenda Springs. More news about that in January. And the senior camping trip, hopefully what can happen in May. That was a great trip last year. So any other things on the calendar, we'll update the calendar. We'll give you a calendar. We're going to I'm trying to get a Google folder together with all the documents that you'll need and all of the curriculum and the calendars and all that stuff. Marty's also going to put it in a Canvas course. So it'll all be readily available to you. I want to have some district-wide days. Every year we have the Super Bowl. Now, sometimes it works really well, and sometimes it's just two schools collecting food. But it would be fun to have a Super Bowl. So we do that in January, right around Super Bowl time. And for 2 weeks, we have a food drive. So I'd like to do that district-wide. Pre-COVID, we did have a tie day that I think about 8 or 9 schools were involved. We had kids from Fraser, Clary, Nottingham, HW, Grant. I mean, I still got photos of these kids in shirt and ties. You know, I'd like to have some of those district-wide days. I'd like to have a district-wide kindness day. And I'm not sure what that looks like yet. I want to have a district-wide gratitude day. Not sure what that looks like. And I've always wanted to have a man's week, which there's a different thing that we do each of the 5 days of the week in being a man. Not sure what that looks like, but I've always wanted to do it. So we're going to do it. And so if anybody wants to help me out with these, I'll gladly accept the help. Want to sit and brainstorm, kick some ideas around. I think it'd be great if we get guys from all the schools participating and we can post them and we can share them and everyone can see that this is a bigger than just your school and that all these guys are doing it together. All right, this summer we had our first ever sports camp. I think it went really well. I think there's great potential. I've already have about 5 pages of notes on changes I'm going to make for next year. And I have some evaluations. Some of you on this actual Zoom call owe me an evaluation, by the way. And then we had our summer community engagement camp with the high school with our partnership with the Boys and Girls Club and CNY Works, as Mr. Brooks mentioned earlier, which I think it was great. We were able to pay kids minimum wage to go, 5 hours a day for 5 weeks, learning, doing book clubs, doing a 12 men model, Bavira House, applications and resumes and group discussions and fitness. I thought it was just a great win, and hoping we can keep that up again next year. We have our Building Men class. We have a former intern from the summer, Merjani, is teaching a Building Men class, 7th, 8th graders at HW Smith. We have 3 SU interns that are hoping we can get a little fire lit under their behinds and they can help write some curriculum for all our after school people. We got one guy interested in doing something with music, which is great because I have no musical abilities. I will not sing for you right now. Game time books. Mac is going to test pilot the game time book, which is kind of an agenda book, goal setting book that we're going to try to get out to all the middle schools and high schools. We're going to get that to Mac by the end of next week, and he's going to pilot it, and we're going to make some changes and get it to everybody once the print shop can make copies. Okay, this is good and bad. The district OSA did an evaluation on the Building Men program, and their bottom line was the boys weren't any better with, or sometimes they'd be better without the Building Men program in their life. So that was a very puzzling outcome of the evaluation for me, and probably to most of you, because you guys see live and in color the impact you have on these boys. So that leads me to say, this guy, Ryan Heath, he is going to do an outside evaluation on the Building Men program. He got district permission to be an outside evaluator. He is a professor at Syracuse University. He is applying for a grant for the Community Foundation to fund this whole evaluation, so it won't cost us anything. He is going to create a pre and post test. He is going to come by and visit, interview some kids once in a while, and interview you. It's very, very important that all our boys take it. He is going to try to put it on electronic and paper to make it as easy as possible for everybody. But it's also very, very important that we take attendance so we can see how long the kid's been in the program and the impact that it has. Not only will this help with our own district and their evaluation of us, but it'll also help us with some data points that we can go after some bigger funding because, well, we don't have as much funding as other programs. So more information on this later, but I wanted to emphasize it today because that is, this is a great opportunity because not only is going to see how it impacts the boys, but he's going to evaluate what works and what doesn't work. And so all of the stuff that we're doing, he's going to take a little bit of a deeper look into, and what part of the program is having impact, what part of the program needs to be changed, what part of the program it really shouldn't be in there because it's not helping. All right, professional development. So we are hoping that we can get everyone together in person December, January, March, or January, March, or at least one or 3 of these. We'll see how things open up. We're also piloting, we're going to pilot a little bit of training like you do with the Right to Know, which with video and then questions, video and questions. We're working on something like that because I know sometimes it's hard with families and with school and coaching to go to professional development, but I still want to provide it for you guys. And so we may try that avenue so you can do it at your own time to see if that works for you. We are partnering with the New York State Suicide Prevention, and we are going to have an opportunity for you guys to get paid. They will pay you. Actually, they give me the money and I will pay you to get trained in what they call ASSIST, Applied Suicide Intervention Skills Training, and in their STAR program, support teens at risk for suicide. And so these are really, or the other training would be for questions, persuade, and refer. Okay, and so the suicide rate amongst boys is just, and men is just skyrocketing. You know, I got a phone call today from a really good friend that a guy I've known for 30 years, his son committed suicide last weekend. And it's crazy. Somebody in my daughter's school, a ninth grader, committed suicide last week, another male. And so I want to get you guys this training. I want to help you identify, and so we can get these boys and these young men the help they need so they can prevent this mistake. They can prevent this tragedy that impacts just so many, many people. And so more information on that's coming. We're going to have a meeting with them, I think in the beginning of November. We'll start giving dates out, but we'll be able to pay you to do that. We're also going to provide some conflict resolution training for those people that want that, and the Most Club training. And I'm looking into some social emotional learning training, because that is what the district's really all about with the panorama type evaluations. Whew. All right. That was a tough one for me. All right. Hopefully I do better on this next slide. Oh, no. All right. Mac, this is your slide. Are you still with us?
Yeah, what's up, Coach?
All right. Talk to us about Brotherhood meetings, my brother.
All right. The Brotherhood meetings will run 2 times a month on a Monday evening around 5:30 or 6, where we get together as men to discuss the things we are dealing with. Last year, a lot of the things we talked about was self-care, having conversations with each other about, just the things we deal with on a daily basis, to check in, make sure that we're supporting each other as well, with that idea that the suicide rate is so high. We as men, we're surrounded by a lot of toxicity as ourselves. So the idea is just get together as a group of men. It's not mandatory, but the more guys there, the more fun it is. But, we like to get together, we talk, we have conversations. And normally when people walk away from that, they feel pretty good about themselves, pretty good about the conversation. So if you're interested, let me know. If not, I'll just send a mass email out with links for those Monday meetings. We'll try to get those popping, maybe the first Monday of November.
Thank you. And we also get to know each other on a whole different level, which is awesome. So Mac will be running those, and we'll get all the information out to you before it starts. Okay, paperwork. So in this Google folder, we're going to give you, there's a staff information sheet if you have not filled it out yet. The job description, the second page, we need to sign and get that back. There is a copy of sexual abuse training. So you have to say, because almost everybody's a district employee, so I'm assuming everyone had completed that already. So this is just an acknowledgement that yes, you went through the training. And in the folder is a handbook, and then you need to sign out that you received the handbook. And so we are getting the folder together, and we are hopefully going to share it with everybody by the end of next week. We're also going to be able to send out hard copies. So if you know right now you would rather have a hard copy, throw your name in the chat that you like a hard copy, and I'll make sure that we get you your hard copy of that. So hand signs, posting, and social media. So once again, this is just your reminder that we need to get the photo releases of the boys. Now there are some boys that parents don't want them on social media. So we need to identify those. So when I'm coming there and taking pictures, or Marty's taking pictures, or you're taking pictures, that we don't have that kid in the picture that has the release saying you can't be in the picture. Okay. The other thing is there's a lot of fingers and a lot of different signs and a lot of people doing a lot of different things. It's just easier if we just don't have any, because I can't post all the fingers up there because I'm not sure what they're all representing at that point. Some people it's just a simple piece, and that's great. Some people it means a little something. So I would just prefer is that we just did not have the hands up and the fingers up, so we can celebrate the boys and the good work they're doing and not have to worry about any of the other stuff that goes with that. So here's my shameless plug, right? The Build a Men Breakfast. That's going to be the 23rd at ITC, in person or virtual. So you can join us virtually if you want. I'll send out the link to everybody next week because I'm going to get it on Friday. I also want you to know that we are going to start a major fundraising campaign right after the breakfast. So if you know of businesses or individuals that you believe would like to make a monthly or an annual donation, we're going to do that. We're going to try to raise the money for the next 3 years. Also, the staff, I'm hoping, is going to continue their bucket challenge. Again, that was a great fundraiser, and that's where the staff got involved. Marty, you want to say anything about that? Seeing that you were kind of one of the organizers.
Yeah, I gotta give a lot of credit to Mac on that one too. And somebody in this chat still does owe us a video of an ice bucket challenge.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Just throwing that out there. But last year we basically did a bracket challenge where individuals got friends, family, community to buy $1 tickets for them. Sally, thank you. Sorry, my daughter's telling me our dog peed somewhere. So anyway, whoever got the most votes that week moved on to the next round. The loser took an ice bucket outside in the lovely snowy weather, and we continued on until we had a champion, which I think, memory serves me correct, was Sal this year. So a lot of fun. We raised, I think it was over $5,000. And money went towards building Men Summers 2 books. So it was a lot of fun. And Kay, I'm gonna get that video.
All right, so back to the chat. So last year we tried an apparel sale and 2 people bought something. So if you think it is something that we can continue to do and you want to promote in your school, in your building, the people that want to do by Building Men apparel, that is great. Put down yes. If you have an idea for Building Men swag that you would like or the boys would like, please put that in the chat as well. At the end of this, I will show you our new logo. I forgot to put it on the slide. So if you're interested in that, please put in the chat, yes, you should do the apparel, or no, for the swag, any ideas that are new that maybe you think the kids would like or you would like that we can put the Build 'em On logo on. All right, picnic Mulligan. So, I like having an opportunity to bring everybody together and feeding everybody. And so I didn't know what COVID was like. So last May, I had to cancel the June picnic, and I picked some random date in October that was free in June. But then in September, it wasn't free, and I couldn't even attend because of my daughter's cross country meet in Rochester. So if you would like to do a picnic Mulligan, and we'll try again this June, please put yes in the chat for the picnic Mulligan. If you're thinking that, no, that's not that cool, Haran, we really don't want to hang out with you and have dinosaur barbecue, we got other things, we have a life, then just a day, no picnic, and there's no hard feelings. But I figured I'm gonna let you guys make the decision, because I have no problem doing taking a mulligan on that, and doing it again, because I knew it was a hard day, but it was either cancel it all together and lose $200, or let the people show up, have a good time, and not lose $200. And you know me, I'm cheap. I didn't want to lose $200, so I'd rather have people show up and have some fun and eat some food. And Leffler informed me today that he finally finished the leftover macaroni and cheese. That was a long time ago.
I was eating ribs for a week, Joe.
So, and I don't order food very well. I always order too much, and so I apologize in advance. All right, almost done. 3 more slides, and then I'm out. So we're farmers. We plant seeds. And sometimes when we plant seeds, the seeds need a lot of water. sometimes the seeds need a lot of manure. And so we may not see the fruits right away, but inevitably, I will be out in public and I will see a kid that I had in Building Men or was in one of your Building Men. I had this random guy out of middle of nowhere in September email me via the Building Men website saying, I just wanted to thank Mr. Haran because when I was at Blodgett, you helped me grow into the man I am now. I don't even know the kid. It was one of Paul Christopher's kids, you know, but you guys have that impact. So we may not see the seed grow right now. It still may be under the dirt. It may be under the dirt for a couple of years, but mind you, you guys are planting seeds. You guys are doing great work. You're impacting lives, and not only their life, but the lives of their families and the community. So just remember, we're farmers, right? And so sometimes the labor is hard, right? Sometimes the laborers are few. Sometimes it doesn't seem like we get any help or we're making any headway, but you are. So just keep that in the back of your mind. So here's a question, and then I'll open up the floor for everybody else's questions. Right now, we're kind of under the Syracuse City School District. So we got to kind of play by the rules. And so they postponed after school program. So Building Men is postponed. I am wondering if anybody wants to join in an adventure with the Boys and Girls Club, in which we can offer Building Men a couple of days a week at the East Fayette Street Boys and Girls Club, whether the district is going to do after school programming or not. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I don't know where I'm getting the money to do it. All right, I don't know when. I'm going to meet with the director of the East Fayette Street sometime on Friday. But if anyone's interested in this, I would love to talk to you about it and see what happens and see where we go from there. Because being dependent upon the district is really cool sometimes because we get to use the buildings and they pay for us and they provide us gyms. But lately, and since COVID, it's been very hard to do Building Men because we haven't been able to do it within the school district. That's there. So, any questions? Anything people want to talk about at this point? You guys always make me feel good, like I did a great presentation and I explained everything so thoroughly that nobody has any questions. You guys are doing great things to my self-esteem. Hey, Justin, good to have you, man. Thank you for showing up. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Justin Wright. I'm over at Clary Middle School. I've been at Clary since 2015. I've been with Building Men, I believe, since 2017, 18?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so I'm over there with Pastor Nick and Mr. Mayweather.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Hey, so that's kind of where I'm at in the Building Men world.
Don't forget the logo, Joe.
Oh, the logo. Let me see if I can find it. Don't worry, I didn't do it. So it may look good. Oh, there it is. All right, now how do I share my screen? All right, what do you think?
That's nice. That's real nice.
All right, so if you think it's good, put a good in the chat since you guys aren't talking, since you guys are chatting in the chat. But I'm hoping to roll this out after the breakfast. There's a couple different versions and color schemes, but I like it because he looks like he's really holding a diploma this time versus a baton. And it's a little bit more modern than my old school 2009 logo. that was not drawn by me, Quentin McKinney. I don't think any of you guys know Quentin McKinney. All right. So after school starts on the 8th for the middle school, high school, we're starting rolling right now. Let me know what you need. Let me know. I got some books I'm gonna bring over, some stuff I'm bringing over. We're gonna get the folder fired up and the Canvas course fired up, so you have everything you need before we get going. If you have any questions, please ask. Ask me, ask Marty, email, text, however you want to do it. I'm here to make you guys the best you can be at your program. So whatever you need, and we'll make this thing happen.